All right, thank you very much, Brendan. It is time for Where is the Love? And joining us as always for this segment, licensed therapist and Fox 6 contributor, Dr. Misty Smith. Great to see you this morning.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, so I know your voice is affecting you. A lot of people's allergies so we're going to get through this as best we can. But today we're talking about couple skills for a more harmonious relationship. Obviously, it has a lot of benefits when your relationships are going good, health-wise. I'm sure you can live a long life. That's been proven. But let's talk about some of these couple skills. You talk about some of the pitfalls to avoid. And number one, don't bring up a negative past. What do you mean by that?
Right. I mean, we all do that. You know, we have issues in our relationship, and suddenly it's, you used to do this, or you did this 2 years ago, or you did this 3 years ago. We need to focus on the present, not the past, because we can't change that.
Don't make negative comparisons.
Yes. So how many times have you ever said, you act just like your mother?
Oh, boy. Here we go. You're just like your father, right?
Only if it's negative, but if it's negative, we might not need to use that.
All right. Don't make threats. I mean, that should be obvious, though, right?
Right. If you don't change your attitude, I'm leaving and taking the children.
Ultimatums are bad, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Don't use judgmental words and loaded terms. What do you mean by loaded terms?
Well, let's see. How many times in a relationship do we go, you are so selfish. You have the most self-involved attitude I've ever seen. You know, those are not positive things. You're not expressing anything. You're just attacking.
Yeah, nobody's ever said that to me.
No, never.
Don't use global labels. Now, what do you mean by that?
You are stupid. You are crazy. You are sexist. Anything that's just a negative, one of those all-in words that everybody uses when they're just mad.
So you really, when you do that, you're putting somebody on the defensive.
You're aiming to punish them. You're aiming to attack them. There's nothing positive that comes from that.
All right, so we talked about some of the negative things in terms of communication. So what about some positive skills that you should have as a couple?
Okay, so making sure that you're using I messages and not you messages. So instead of walking into a conversation and saying, you make me so mad, you are such a bad person, you address it and take ownership of your feelings. I am feeling very saddened by something. Okay. I'm feeling very bad right now. And
is it okay to say, you know, I am angry because you've done this, you make me feel angry because of this? Is that okay to communicate that?
I feel angry because of this.
Okay, I got you. I'm getting that now. So now you also say keep your body language open and receptive. Now, what do you mean by that?
Right. So when we are mad and in a conversation, we tend to grit our teeth and squint our eyes and, you know, hold our fists tight. So those are not good ways to do it. You know, keep your arms open, your legs open. You know, just be kind of receptive to whatever they're saying. Look at them with a little more compassion.
All right. You also talk about using whole message. So what is a whole message?
So this is something that we try to teach in my practice a lot, because couples just come in and they don't know how to communicate. They are using those you messages. So a whole message is an observation, a thought, a feeling, and a need. So an example of that would be, you know, you're observing by saying, I noticed that you don't come home until 9:30 every night. The kids are already in bed. I think that they need to see you before they go to sleep every night. I feel like you're not making our family a priority, and I need for you to be home by 7:30 or 8 so that the kids can see you and we can have time together. Right. That sounds much better than you're a really bad dad and you never show up at home. Right. So it really matters how you present something as to how it's received by your partner and whether or not it turns into a fight.
So there's a better way to communicate, keep the harmony in the relationship. I know you write a blog. Where can people get to your blog? Because I know you write about this kind of stuff.
It is at www.convenienttherapy.com, and we have a lot of information on there about relationships and communication.
Thank you. I hope everything gets better.
Thank you.
All right. JJ's up next.